it for real. I'll hit save. Let's go ahead and go up and do an order. We'll say it's for Anderson Hardware. And they bought a Paris Works. And let's go ahead and pick a payment type of Visa. And let's process it. And it got turned down. Oh, sorry, for the test, I have to enter $1 in here, or the test version of authorized.net won't accept it with the fake number. So I'm certainly not going to put my credit card number in here. So let's do this again. Say it's over there, 1, 2, 3, and process. Now we get a happy face. Okay, now when I hit save, you're automatically prompted for a signature. And again, you have 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and...
Please sign at the line provided below.
Here's the actual information from that order. So I'm going to go ahead and sign here. By the way, this works really great with either your finger and or a stylus. If you use a stylus, this will come out pretty much exactly like a pen. It even has a velocity cutoff depending on the speed that you're signing. We try to make it look very realistic. The customer will tap accept, and here's your signature right here. Now, if I had that preference check that said accept basically the signature automatically, then this box would have gone away right away, and we would have gone to saving or printing our invoice. Again, for this demo, we'll leave it here. Now, if I were to hit cancel, we just go back to the invoice, and nothing would be saved. Now, if I go ahead and list that invoice, if we go over to attachments, you'll see the signature right here. And if I double click on it, I can clear it for whatever reason, if you wanted to have them sign it again or who knows what. Now, if I go to print it, give it a second here. We'll do it as a PDF. And you'll notice that the signature is down there in a signature field that you can put in your Forms Designer. And that's how we sign on the order. Let's go to the service repair order. And I already have an SRO here to save time. And we'll go ahead and hit, well, actually, let me show you here first. There's an additional setup here in Service Preferences. Down here, SigPad, require signature, only prompt when completed. If this is checked, they'll only be prompt for the signature once the SRO is flagged as completed. Also, only prompt when printing. This will only prompt when you're actually printing it out. So we're assuming the customer's standing there and they're picking up the equipment. And or you can print out an estimate and have them sign it. It's entirely up to how you do your procedures. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and go back to our SROs. And let's go ahead and I'm just going to, well, I'll go ahead and print. Signature.
Please sign at the line provided below.
I sign, I accept, and here's the signature. And you can go ahead, and there's a signature at the bottom of our SRO. And that's basically all there is to it. I think I'll go ahead and show you the iPhone version right now so you can see it for comparison. Okay, magically you'll see that the iPhone is up now. And let's go ahead and run the SigPad app on the iPhone. Slightly different. You cannot put a logo up here of your own. Again, we do that because the real estate on the iPhone is, well, cramped at the least. So let's go ahead and go to Settings. And here you would enter the IP address, your access, you have your line weight, your date stamp, and your type of graphic format. And if we scroll up, you also have your voice prompt. Basically, the only thing that's missing here is the ability to do your own logo. So let's let's go ahead, go back. We'll do another order, and we'll do Anderson Hardware, and we'll do a Paris Works on here. And this time I'm going to change it to $1 so that we get our authorization. And I'm going to say Visa and run. We get a happy face. This time I'm just going to save. Sign.
Please sign at the line provided below.
And we'll just sign. And there's our signature. Now, the only other setting in PIMS you need to do is to go to your payment types. Let's list all. I'll just go ahead and bring up Visa. All you need to do is check e-signature required. That's it. If you check e-signature required and hit save, then every time this payment type comes up, it's going to prompt for a signature. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to be for credit cards. It could be for accounts receivable. So you could always have someone sign an accounts receivable order. You can also, for you educational folk out there, you could have your grant processing, any order with a grant payment type or interdepartment account payment type. I would flag that as an e-signature as well, and the person picking up the equipment or dropping off the requisition could sign for it right at that point. So again, check e-signature. Now, as a sideline, even for those of you that don't have a SigPad app, if you come in to your payment types and check the e-signature required, but do not go to your PIMS preferences and turn this on, then what happens is when you print your orders, the signature line will show up at the bottom if you have that particular field set up in Forms Designer, and it will allow you to get a signature line. There won't be any signature there, but there will be the X and a line and the tag at the bottom of it so that people can sign that. The advantage of that is that keeps that signature information for your credit cards out of your line items above. Right now, if you have 3 credit cards on there, PIMS will put 3 signature lines up there, and that takes up a lot of real estate in your invoice line items. By doing what I just said, you'll simply get a single line at the bottom no matter how many credit cards are on an order, and it's just a much better way of doing things. If you like, I'll show you real quick in Forms Designer. Let's go ahead and bring up an invoice. Bring up our stock invoice. And here's the signature field right here. And if you want, you can simply double-click on Signature Box, and it will go ahead and load that up. Or you can come over here to the Object Library and select Signature Field and say Place on Order Form, and it'll place it right there. We already have one there, so I'll go ahead and delete it. And again, that's pretty much all you have to do to set up PIMS to work with PIMS SigPad on either the iPad, the iPhone, or the iPod Touch.